yeah, check out the checkered mat. Makes very great products. So we're gonna switch on over to some business pop culture news. So we got two things that I found for this week. So there was a all black owned beauty store, that beauty supply store rather, that was in I believe it's in California. Yeah, it's in California.
Okay.
So I got the article from either Diaspora, something like that. Diaspora 7. It looks like it's a blog that that talks about issues for people of color. So there was a woman that opened a store, a beauty supply store in California, and she was like one of the probably, I don't know, the only, but probably one of the first and definitely the youngest to open a store in California for black beauty supplies. Now, you from where we from, we know there's black beauty supply stores all over. Okay, but the people working there, or I should say the people owning it, don't look like us.
No, they don't.
Okay, so I think it was a very good feat for this young woman to achieve, and unfortunately she lost her business. The store went out of business, and they said the reason was because they were rejected from purchasing supplies from Korean manufacturers.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm like, wow. What would you have done in that situation?
Oh my goodness. So I'm a person, well, see, I've had that happen to me where I have lost a supplier for whatever reason.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've learned, either I've lost well, in my business with the oils, you have some oils stop getting made. Let's put it that way.
I feel you.
And they might be your most popular oil. So that's a problem if your customers can't find it from you, and you can't find it anywhere. And I'm a good sourcer. But there was two things I had to deal with. The one thing is you have multiple sources. You shouldn't have just one person that you're getting your stuff from, because then if they decide, oh, we don't want to sell to you, then you're stuck. Your whole business shuts down. But you have multiple suppliers, and then you have to realize there's some items that are just going to run out, and that you're not going to be able to replace. You're not going to be able to replace, and have enough I would say high volume items that if you lose something, the other things can fill in the gap. So I mean, that's how I would deal with it. I had something, oh man, this one particular oil, and couldn't find it anywhere. I actually had to give somebody their money back. I'm like, I can't find it. I don't have it. I can't find it.
Oh, that's sad.
That's happened several times. Yeah, because they stop making it. It loses. See, what the funny thing, I guess it's the nature of fragrance or health and body, I guess you might say, is that people become attached to certain things. But as things change, formulas change, sourcing ingredients change. I mean, I want to go too deep into it, but there's certain products that are endangered, provided by either endangered animals or endangered plants. So they stop it. It changes the whole scent profile of a perfume, and it's more cost effective for the manufacturer just to stop making it, because they can't source it cheaply anymore. And then when it gets down to my end, it's like, okay, well, we don't make it anymore. So sorry about your luck, but learn how to wear something else. So, yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah. And that's why you'll see so a big one. I mean, just Cody Wild Musk. Do you remember this from when we were in high school?
Oh,
it
yeah.
used to come in the little brown bottles.
Yeah.
And that stuff used to be like, maybe $5? You'd get it from
Kmart
cheap. Or something.
Yeah, that stuff
was really cheap. It smells good though, but it's cheap. Well, something in there is expensive or became expensive, so Cody stopped making it. They don't make the oil anymore. You can only get the spray, which doesn't smell the same as the oil. On eBay currently, I think the last time I saw somebody was selling a vintage bottle of it was going for like $500. This
Did you say $500?
$500. So if you find any original Cody Wild Musk, scoop that up. I mean, it's really only going on the secondary market. You can only find old bottles of it. They haven't made it in years, but people love that scent. It's a classic scent, and you can't find it. You can find the spray, but it doesn't smell anything like the oil. So, yeah. Go look on eBay. Go look on eBay one day if you want to see something interesting.
Yeah, I did not know that, chick. I had no.
Yes, yeah.
I had no idea.
Yep, Cody Wild Musk Oil. I think they haven't been making it for over 10 years. So anything that you buy is at least 10 years old. But that's the beauty with oil.
Well,
it ages and gets better. You know?
That's what I was going to say. That means it's good and potent.
It's good, yeah. So
you going to really smell good.
Especially if it's been stored properly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that stuff, it's like $500. It bids right on up. I watched somebody, they put it up for like 99 cents. In like a week, it was up to $500 because people want it. Yeah.
And what's the name of that stuff called again?
Cody Wild Musk. So if you ever see any, sometimes you can find it in backstock, which is when you go into like an old country store that doesn't update its inventory very often. They might have it in backstock. I've found things where you can't find it in a metropolitan area, like in Philadelphia, but you find some old backwoods store and they have it. So
wow,
you can scoop it up that way, but not gonna be able to find that stuff. It's hard to find. Yeah. And then now you can get it duplicated. There's people, I have had duplications of it. Doesn't smell the same. It's just like one note off. And that's why it's because that ingredient that was once able to be sold is missing now. You can't get it or you're not allowed to use it. And it doesn't smell the same anymore. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that means like everyone that this lady was buying from, they were all in Korea?
I'm thinking it's everyone that maybe that was her only source. Maybe she should have looked at other sources. Maybe not. I mean, we could, as Americans, Africa, like Nigeria, is becoming they have the natural resources to be a provider of things like that. I mean, there's places that we can go. We don't all have to look to like Southeast Asia. And I mean, that's for something like that, because of the hair, the type of the hair. I mean, maybe she should have tried Pakistan or Indian suppliers or something like that. But
yeah, especially Indian or Malaysia.
Yes.
Malaysia's got good hair.
Yeah, or Australia, maybe even. Like, there's got to be someplace else. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would say that was probably her downfall, is not finding another source. Because if they close you out, I mean, this is one thing that I think as entrepreneurs have to realize about other cultures and other countries, is that they have different business and marketing practices than we do. Sure. And in America, it's illegal. I mean, even though it happens, it's illegal to discriminate, based on somebody's background. But in some of these other countries, they'll do it, and there's no repercussions. I mean, what am I going to do? Go all the way to Korea and like file a suit against these people? Right. So.
But I mean, I looked at it and I was like, man, I would have had an ad out on Craigslist or something. I need someone that speaks Korean.
Oh, right. Okay, that's right. Find an intermediary.
I would have put an ad out. I need a translator.
Yeah.
Pay them some good translator money.
Right.
Tell them what to say.
Somebody of Korean descent to come. That's right. Come.
That, or can you speak Korean? Okay. Because I mean, I'm sure, just like other languages, because we're Americans, so we're stupid. We only speak one language. We don't believe in you know how they are over here. Right. Speak our language, but I'm sure there's different dialects and things like that. Right. But I mean, to me, that would be a last resort to close my doors. I mean,
yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly.
Because to me, I would have said, okay, we're going to be a hair product. Then what about beauty supplies?
Yep. Yeah.
You know, look at Ulta.
Oh, right.
You can get your hair done in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. And do. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, I would look at, I mean, not just saying that I being that I don't know everything about this woman's story, but just reading it, I'm like, is this the last resort? Is it only because they won't deal with you? Well, make them deal with you.
Right.
You know? That's why my first thing would be, we need a translator.
Yeah. Yeah. No, right. Get somebody that can represent you too. I mean, it's sad that you have to do that in this day and age, but I mean, I gotta imagine that if she had a brick and mortar store, how much money had she invested into that whole thing? I mean, closing the doors would have been a last resort. That would have, I mean, that would have been, I'd have started a different type of business before I closed the doors.
I would have turned it from being hair, it would have been beauty, it would have shoot, you could have had 2 or 3 stylists in the back.
Yep.
A barber.
Yeah.
You know, have them pay a chair rent. Anything, so I wouldn't have to close my doors. Yeah. I wish she would have talked to me. I don't know her. You know, I would love to be able to have a conversation to find out what was going on, because I'm sure she didn't just go, oh, they ain't talking to me, let me close the doors. You know what I mean? But I'd like to know what other methods that she was trying, because it's good. I like to see us win, you know?
I like to see us win too. Yeah.
You know, so speaking of seeing us win, I'm sure you've been watching it and seen it all over the news. Everyone's been talking about the opening of Tyler Perry's studio.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes.
So I'm going to try this one more time to share.
It's going to work. It's going to work.
We're going to try it. We're going to try to share the Eva DuVernay's Instagram. Okay. And let me see if I get that pulled up all the way up here, because her Instagram basically gives a whole tour of Tyler Perry's studio.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, it's a nice little tour. So let me go back. Okay, it's looking like it's acting right. Okay. So we're going to try and share this.
Ranging from hotels, restaurants, and even a hospital and prison. Notice the iconic steps out front and the bold name high in the sky as a wonderful reminder that if you can dream it, you can surely achieve it. And here we are. Welcome to Maximeville. Named in honor of Tyler Perry's mother, Ms. Maxine. Maximeville is a backlot neighborhood unlike any other. Homes here serve as locations for many television productions, including the hit shows If Loving You Is Wrong and The Haves and the Have-Nots. It also houses the lead apartments in one of our latest shows airing on BET this fall, Sisters. You may have also noticed on many of the structures, each home siding is designed in a different style in order to be used an unlimited amount of times. Another interesting note is that contrary to other studio backlots, most of the homes here were built to code and permitted with the city plan. This neighborhood is here to stay. And let's slow down here a bit. Does anyone recognize this shorter lot right here? You said it. The house that Medea built, the one and only cousin to Mabel Simmons. This home is an exact replica of The original home located in Atlanta's West End neighborhood. After years of filming on location, Mr. Perry eventually decided to build the home here to keep the productions behind these gates and use all available resources on the campus. Ladies and gentlemen, to your left is the the most iconic address in America, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, aka the White House. This is about as close as you're going to get to an exact replica, coming in right at 35,000 square feet, trailing the actual White House by 20,000 square feet or so. Our White House here at Tyler Perry Studios operates no differently than the real White House, serving as the official residence and workplace to our very own President-elect and First Family, the Franklin, on our new BBT dramatic series, The Oval. All columns, railings, windows, doors, and other distinct craftsmanship were customized to replicate the actual White House. This structure also boasts over 17 rooms in the West Wing and 18 more rooms in the residence quarters. This has been the studio's largest original structure to date. Let's stop here and take in the...
All right, so that came from Ava DuVernay's Instagram. That is phenomenal. So
that is.
Just to give...
You can go on tour there?
I believe you can. So I believe that was part of his celebration that he had the tours go through. Oh, I apologize for that. Let me just... Okay, so I apologize. Trying to get that off the screen there. So, yeah, it looks like you can go on a tour. I mean, the place is on a former Confederate base.
Awesome.
Which I just feel the ancestors shouting. That is just I could feel the praise and worship from the ancestors. Oh, that he was able to buy the whole thing, not half, not part, not a quarter, the whole thing. It's 330 acres.
Yes.
And they're saying that
was wonderful.
That it's larger than like Disney, Paramount, Warner Brothers, all put together. It's bigger. So he done made his own Hollywood in Georgia. You know what? I know a lot of people slammed him for his Medea character. But he obviously had a vision. Yeah. See, there's a message.
What I was going to say.
Okay, there is a message. He didn't let no one talk about him putting on a dress and a front lace. Stop him from his goals.
Yeah. No, because I'm not a Tyler Perry fan. I mean, I'm not, but I respect his dream. Like, I remember the plays. I remember the plays on DVD. You get the DVD of the plays. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
It must have been 20 years ago. And I was, they were funny. It was small scale, but it was quality, but it was a different type of entertainment. And it was like, I was like, oh, wow. And to see him come from that, you know what I mean? Where he's putting on his own plays to, he has a backlot of houses in the White House and all these films. I mean, that is the dream. That's what we all want to start. But just think about this timeline. I mean, that's got to be, he's been working at this for at least 20, 25 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I think one of the issues people have with starting businesses and following their dreams is that the time, I mean, even us, I mean, we've been doing this type of stuff for a while, and I'm not as successful as I would like to be, but just think about where he came from to that should give everybody hope that it's like, look, it doesn't always start off where you just walk out the door and everything works. I mean, there's a lot of failures. I mean, he's got a lot of crappy movies too. I mean, it's not like all those.
I mean, after a while, that Medea character gets a little old, but she's still funny. You know,
she's still funny. Yeah.
She's still funny. Yeah. He definitely toned that Medea character down from the plays.
She was hilarious in the plays.
Well, see, the plays was no whole bar.
But yes. But I'm just saying, it is a commitment. It's a commitment to your dream. It's a commitment to your vision. I mean, you would have to. I don't know. The person who was narrating was talking about he had achieving your dreams, achieving your vision. Like, he had to have this worked out 20 odd years ago, and to see it come into fruition, that is beautiful. You know, regardless of how I feel about some of his movies, I respect that a part about him, like that he's able to do that, to show us all that we can do it.
So that, I mean, and the man used to be homeless. He was living in his vehicle.
Yes.
At one point in his lifetime. And, you know, he's also already talked about some of, you know, some personal things that he went through, you know, being molested as a child and things like that. So he's been through a lot to be where he is today.
Yep. He's
you know, yes. Whether or not the Boo Medea thing was a good idea, but which is funny.
Obviously it was. Right?
Well, you know what's funny? That was not even an idea for a movie that he had.
Yeah.
Someone, I forget the name of the movie, made fun and had a fake poster or something of it.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, we're just gonna make the movie."
You go, oh, and see, even to just be able, see, that's where I want to be, where it's like, oh, you know, I'm just sitting around thinking about ideas. I'm like, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. That's what we'll do. We'll just do that. Yeah. You know, that's power. That's freedom. You know. So.
Oh yeah.
That is a beautiful thing. Yeah.
So I'm very, very proud of Tyler. Like I know him, but you. No, but I mean, it's a 330-acre studio. It has 12 sound stages. I'm trying. Look, we can look. Never know. 5 years from now, girl, we could be on one of them sound stages.
You know? Never know.
You never know.
Don't hold out. We
okay.
Dreamers. We big dreamers.
Tyler could be paying us later. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's been in the news. Everyone's been talking about it. I had to talk about it because that is our, as we call him, our business man crush Monday. Our business man crush Monday is that we have to give it to Tyler. Got to give it to Tyler Perry. Have to. Yeah. So
started from the bottom. Now
girl, you can't. And I just feel the ancestors shouting.
Definitely.
To know that was a place where people were plotting and planning on our demise, and he brought.
Yes, that's right. And it just goes to show you things change. I mean, circumstances change, politics change. Things change, and it's not, you know, whatever circumstance that we find ourselves in, it can be changed at any moment. And I mean, it may take 20 years, it may take 10 years, it may take 1 month, but it's that continual dream of your own greatness, of your own ability, of your own, you know, you got to have that. That's the most, I think that's the most important thing any entrepreneur, any mommy needs to have, is that you got to have that purpose, and that you know, be able to stick to that purpose. So I big ups to Tyler Perry.
I so agree. So